Hello, my name's Adam Neeson.
Hello, I'm Jim McLean, and that's Adam Neeson sounding very formal. Welcome to another episode of the NIC.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm just a fucked up girl who's looking for my own peace of mind.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I'll be back.
I'll have what she's having.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
Here's looking at you, kid.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello, hello, hello. What you gonna do, brother? Not much, 'cause he's dead. Hulk Hogan, Adam. He's no longer with us. A person that my 15-year-old self adored. Less so much now, in that sense. Can we separate the actor from the personal life? But we come to air. Hulk Hogan has, 76? Age of 76 has sadly passed away. Cardiac arrest.
What a shame.
I'm aware you have your thoughts, because I still am, as I mentioned, and I talked about this on Q a couple of days ago. Basically saying it's like, yeah, right now everything that's been going on, there's been stuff about sex tapes and, various political leanings and other bits and bobs. He was still Mr. Nanny. He was still the suburban commando. I was 10 once, and I thought Hulk Hogan was the coolest thing ever. So, have you had any of those weird kind of thoughts of like going, he was a part of my childhood, but also it's like, I don't really like him. It's like when you watch the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix, and you're like, oh.
See, I never liked him as a kid, because to me, he was always the wrestler that came in. There's certain wrestlers I hate. The Rock, Big Show, Hulk.
Well, it's the Big Show!
Hulk Hogan. Wrestlers that would come in and win the match because they're the name.
Okay.
See, when Big Show would walk into the ring.
Well, it's the Big Show!
And his wee knees would buckle as he got over the rope.
Yeah.
And he hit them one dig. And they would be like, he's knocked out. I can't believe it, JR, he's knocked out.
Do you remember, was it Big Show and Kane? Was the whole kind, or was it Big Show and Brock Lesnar? And it was each week the ring just collapsed.
Yeah, and then the referee did the best job of backflipping out of the ring to be like, whoa, it's so... I didn't expect this was going to happen. Fair play to them, like... but also, the Big Show.
Well, it's the Big Show!
His best thing ever is in Waterboy.
That's true. Captain Insano.
That's the best you'll ever see of him. Whereas the best of Hulk Hogan is, of course, Gremlins 2.
Yes, because we had our little WhatsApp group and we were discussing this. Now, it depends what version of Gremlins 2 you saw. Because if it was in the theatres, how old am I? It was Hulk Hogan, because it was in the cinema and he was sitting in the cinema and he went and dealt with him. But if you watched it on DVD, it was John Wayne.
Yes.
Two people that personal lives are not very nice people.
No.
But they saved the day from Gremlins.
Well, they had many names for the people they didn't like. Gremlins being one of them.
On that note. But yes, we started. It is one of those things where you feel conflicted. Because I'm like, 76, cardiac arrest. With everything, when you look at wrestlers, that is not a shock with what they put their bodies through. And you go, yes, I absolutely idolised that man when I was younger. And I think of even Rocky 3.
Thunder Lips.
Yeah, he pops up. But then, and there's no denying he is a WWE icon. But this is also then when you get that opportunity when it's like when in the pre-election for the United States there, when you suddenly see Kane, who's now governor, isn't he?
Yeah.
When you see Kane and Undertaker sitting with Donald Trump and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. The last time Hulk Hogan was on Raw, he was booed out of the stadium.
Seen that.
Which was pretty good. So hopefully, people say, oh, rest in peace or whatever. May he rest in peace, but hopefully the few days before he died, he really suffered. That would be good.
Tell us how you really feel, Adam. So welcome to another episode of the NI Scene, brought to you by Banterflix. We're talking primarily movies. And again, I get a sense this episode might be slightly movie centric, because I know we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four. We'll have a look at the top 10. We're going to be talking, particularly because we've both seen one of the films that's in there. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. No, not that one, the new one. And we're also going to be talking about some stuff that's available on streaming services, but also, because we're venturing out a little bit, we have the lovely Joanne Alexander. She's going to be starting a new monthly feature where she's going to be talking about the cosplay scene here in NI and kind of various costumes that she's making up. And I sense, Adam, we're also going to be talking, because we discussed this, I think, off air, an idea for like weird foods.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about that.
Well, after we had the Sydney Sweeney soap last week.
I'm still burping bubbles.
I'm farting.
Can I just say, we actually talked about that on air, and who you know as well, you've been introduced to her a couple of times, the lovely Kushla Rice, on air with her mic live, kind of in all. I love Kushla Rice dearly, and she turned and to how many thousands listened to the breakfast show, was like, I thought the soap had a hole in the middle. It's like, no. That's just naughty boys.
Not yet, Kushla.
Naughty boys, give me time. Right, okay, so you've got all that kind of nonsense to enjoy on this week's pod, so strap in, listeners, get ready for more high quality banter like this.
I seen...
Stick around, kids. Okay, so instead of the banter, I think we should maybe do a review. So let's kick things off by talking about the Fantastic Four.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death. Your world will be consumed by the Devourer. There is nothing you can do to stop him, for he is a universal force, as essential as the stars. Hold your loved ones close, and speak the words you've been afraid to speak. Use this time to rejoice and celebrate, for your time is short. I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus.
So that's a clip of the Fantastic Four. First steps, Adam. Yeah, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Not once, not twice, but two. Well, the Roger Corman one of you are going to throw in that in the mix 3 times. Well, that never really got made, didn't it?
Yeah, but maybe those actors turn up in a certain MCU movie that we're about to talk about.
Okay, non-spoiler. So we've played a clip from the trailer. You've seen this. I haven't. Mm-hmm. I was going to go see this last night and got various kind of conversations with my lovely wife and I, and we decided to stay in and just watch something at home, which we'll come on to in just a minute or later on the show when we come to just a minute, like as if we're going to get through this 2 hours later when we'll talk about the pick of the stream section. So you have seen this. So first off, fire off with a little bit of setup about where we are and where this comes within the MCU. This and what phase are we in now, and then share your thoughts.
I believe it's phase 5.
Okay, so this is kind of kicking it off, is it?
Yes, could be phase 6. You never know with these things.
No one knows.
It's Earth 868, so it's not Earth 616, which I refuse to acknowledge because the comic book world is 616, but for some reason the MCU is now 616. No, it's not. Feige.
He's such a nerd.
I sit here at my Fantastic Four top. We start with a short introduction of we're 4 years into the Fantastic Four being a team.
Similar. Again, I know I'm cutting across you, but it sounds quite similar to the kind of world building that they've kind of done with the new Superman. They're just throwing us in.
Yes, and the movies are quite similar.
Okay,
funny enough. But we're 4 years in. The TV show presented by Mark Gatiss is given the sort of highlights of they went to space and they were hit with cosmic rays and returned as the Fantastic Four. Shows everybody having their powers, what they're doing. Reed fights a monkey in what was meant to be the original 10-minute opening scene has now been reduced to Reed punching a monkey. Pretty good. And
Sold.
And then we sort of get into, it opens up, Sue Storm is pregnant.
Okay.
And unfortunately for
Is
them,
Shaggy there somewhere going, wasn't me?
on the counter.
That's a very dirty song. When you listen to the lyrics.
So it's funny you said Shaggy, because my mind immediately was like Scooby-Doo.
Shaggy?
Wasn't me. She is pregnant, so Reed tries to baby-proof the Earth.
Okay.
And unfortunately for him, a certain devourer of worlds, Galactus, has decided...
Well, this is in the trailer.
Yes, and I'll get to the trailer in a minute. Galactus has come to eat Earth and has sent his herald, the Silver Surfer, as a warning.
And again, we've seen the Silver Surfer in the second of the kind of Fox Fantastic Four with like Chris Evans, etc.
Yes.
Jessica Alba. Whoa.
Now, going into this, I was very excited. Went and seen it in IMAX because director Matt Shankman...
text you and said, Adam, go see it in IMAX.
He was like, here, pay 18 quid, but also put in a CEA card so you get the other one for free. Don't be saying. Well, I was told that
if you open the fire exit 5 minutes into the movie, everyone could get in.
Come on, split it. He said that like the aspect ratio changes when Galactus appears, you know, so it's made for IMAX.
Yeah.
Won't you tell you now? It does not. That's just flat out lies. He is a director who most famously directed a lot of great episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So he's used to having an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
And I think that's the strength of the movie, is that, as you see in a lot of the press, these actors clearly get on well together. And it translates well to screen.
Doesn't always, when they're having fun, we're not always having fun at home.
Exactly. Yeah, like it could be like, oh, they had the best time on set. And it's like, well, shame we didn't show any of us.
Yeah.
But there seems to be, there's some good banter between Johnny Storm and the Human Torch. It isn't quite a rivalry like it was in the older movies. It is more brotherly, which is nice.
And from what I've seen from reviews, what I've read online, we don't seem to have the Thing as being this kind of like, what's the best way of putting it? Going, what has happened to him in the sense that he's become basically a big rock thing. There's not that kind of internal angst about that, or am I wrong? Yes and no, probably, I guess.
There is and there isn't. And it's, let me just say now, the Thing doesn't get any sort of storyline apart from he walks down Yancey Street, he walks down Yancey Street again, he walks down Yancey Street a third time. That is it for the Thing.
Okay.
So if you're a Thing fan like myself, you're probably going to come out
It's clobbering time.
Yeah, you're probably going to come out as being like, they could have give him more.
Okay.
And I think that's a problem with the movie itself. This feels like a 2.5 hour movie cut down to an hour and 50.
But is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? In the sense, would you have wanted to see a 2.5 hour version of this? Like Zack Snyder, I hear his ears pricks up going, I could do that.
I would have,
half an hour, give me another 3.
I would have liked a little bit more extension in this, to the point that there's fantastic shots in the trailer that aren't in the movie.
Oh, okay.
That I was like, why did you cut that? Why did you cut this? To the point that some of the movie feels a bit bare bones. Some of it feels like a character just like is like, I'm going to work on this, and in the next scene they're like, I've solved it. You're like, don't want to show you in the middle part. And
well, that's why they're fantastic, mate.
No, but it's Johnny Storm and he's a bit dum-dum.
Okay.
There is some great moments. There's a middle section that sort of calls to Interstellar. They go to space and there's an Interstellar type black hole moment, which is really fun. And like I say, the camaraderie between them is great, and the style is great. The costumes are fantastic, and the sets are fantastic. Herbie the robot, every time he's on screen, I was like, I love that guy. Give me a Funko Pop of that guy.
Is he as good as Crypto?
Not as good as boy as Crypto, but I think you'll be like, Herbie's my boy.
This is coming from someone who this week got a little robo vacuum. to go around the house because we're lazy. My lovely wife and I are lazy. And it's not, well, originally he was dubbed Super Dude because we were watching an episode of The Simpsons at the time. And it was like, Super Dude, it's like, because I'm lazy. But now he's just been redubbed Ted 2.0.
Well, how does Ted feel about...
Not very good.
I would imagine he's barking a lot.
He does not like him anyway. I don't want to distract you from this. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure I will. I've loved him in... I think you've seen him briefly, I think, in the trailers, in the marketing, I think.
Herbie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've sort of been scouting him about because he's a practical effect.
Yeah.
So they can sort of bring him on tour as like the fifth member. Now here's the bad thing.
Okay. You've given us all the good bits.
Yes.
And even then you're kind of like, eh.
Yes. The bad thing is it's just sort of fine.
Okay.
There's nothing really... If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the whole film, which was bad to me because in the first act, I seen a lot of the trailer and I thought, oh, maybe they've hid a lot. And in the back part of the movie is going to be like stuff they just never shown anywhere. And then the more it went on, I went, oh, fuck, this is just...
So it's kind of Prometheus-itis syndrome.
Yes, it is. I know they released a lot of clips, but even just the basic trailer of like the setup and then sort of like the end is just all there. There's no real big surprises.
You have had a sense, anyway, from me, there's a lot riding on this in the same sense that Superman with DC, in the sense that it needed to be a big box office success. It needed to be, positively received by fans. Well, I guess they wouldn't have cared if it was positively received, if it made money, Zack Snyder. But let's not go back on that. There is a sense we are now in a different universe. We have a world, I guess, where we don't have... I know they are crossing over, if we've seen the post-credits thing in Thunderbolts or New Avengers, whatever you want to call it, that they come over to the universe that we know. But here we have a world where we don't have an Iron Man, we don't have a Captain America. I guess, from my point of view, from not seeing the movie, and Kevin Feige has been talking about this, is that post-Avengers... they do plan to, although they don't like using that phrase, they do plan to reboot of sorts the MCU. And I guess they have a great big sandpit now to play with, in that sense that, yeah, we can go off and do all the Avengers stuff and this kind of universe that we love, but that could maybe bring that story to a close. But if we go back to the Fantastic Four, we have a whole, we've not only present day, but we're in what, like 60s-esque?
I don't know if it's meant to be present day, but the
visuals?
The visuals are 60. They never really say.
Okay.
They don't put a date or time on what it is.
That's only me spitballing ideas. And as I've said to you before, if I'm thinking like that, Joe Blogs, you would like to think, well, Marvel be, well, we're much more clever than that. We have these vast ideas. And I guess now that you've opened that can for multiverse, you've got that. And it's going to be a sense, well, comic book readers can just be as, adept as moviegoers, or moviegoers can just be adept at comic book readers in that sense. Oh, that's happening in this universe, that's happening in this. This is Elseworld, to kind of go kind of the DC idea. I don't know, but coming back to the point that I didn't make, that I kind of in my head was thinking, you're talking about the advertising campaign. There's been so much thrown at this, in the sense that you just feel Marvel and Disney need to throw up, because of the fact that the shine of the MCU isn't just gone. I don't think it's, we've had quite a few duds. I know you were quite positive about Ironheart, that kind of dropped on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But, I haven't got round to watching it yet. But from my point of view, with Fantastic Four, you can have an audience go in, yeah, we'll have what we've seen before in the various incarnations on the big screen, but you're not having to go into have watched this Marvel show, that Marvel show. You're literally just coming into here going, all right, Fantastic Four, to an extent, in this universe right now, it's a clean slate.
Basically, and there is no reference to any other MCU stuff apart from post-credit stuff that leads into the future, whatever. But it's just like I say, it's just a fine movie. It's fun enough. The characters, as a comic book fan, Pedro Pascal sort of plays it.
I am Pedro Pascal.
He sort of just plays it kind of flat.
Yeah.
The whole way. There is no ups and downs to his performance. It's sort of flat. And in a way, it's good to watch. I like him, you know, but to me, Reed Richards, it's well written and it sort of fits the character of Reed Richards, that even though, you know, he's a father and a scientist and stuff, he is a bit of a dick. That's sort of the appeal to Reed Richards, in that, you know, even if the most outlandish solution to something, like blow up a universe, do you know what I mean? He doesn't find that bad, whereas like Sue's there to be like, what the fuck are you thinking?
With a resting cunt face.
Oh, it's so,
you know,
so good.
You know, see previous podcasts, look on social media for it. But I guess, you know, we've had in those previous incarnations, you had Miles Teller. Apologies at the mic. We've had Miles Teller in the past. We don't want to talk about that version. Then I can never pronounce his name. That's why I knew it was a weird one. I brought it up on IMDb and it hasn't really helped me. It's
Ivan, is it?
Ivan Griffin, but it's spelt IOANGRUFFUDD. Who's the newsreader between the two of us? And I'm sitting there kind of going like, dyslexic much, Jim? But yeah, I actually thought I have a real soft spot for those original Fox Fantastic Four movies. They were cheesy and silly, but, you know, they were well cast. You had Chris Evans, and we saw him, of course, come back in the last Deadpool versus Wolverine. Jessica Alba, We had him, and then I forget, isn't it the guy from The Shield?
Michael Chiklis?
Yeah. I like those films. I have a soft spot for them.
I rewatched them last week in anticipation for this, and it's fun how much they get right about the comic books until they get to Doom. And then they're sort of just like, he's metal.
Yeah.
He controls electricity.
Now, can I ask, I mean, if anyone, as we know where we're heading with Doomsday, is there you've kind of mentioned there's very loose stuff, and I guess you don't want to get into spoiler territory, but are we getting our first appearance of certain characters this time round that may or may not have played previous characters? You can talk about this as loosely or as much detail as you want.
I'll say this. Yes.
Is it worth sticking for the post-credit, I guess?
Yes. We do see certain people. No, I don't think it's worth it because it is just a clip from the next Avengers movie. And thirdly, I find it quite embarrassing.
Okay.
The way it's done.
Is it because you had your pants down when you were watching it?
Honestly, if...
We can talk about this in a couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it's to me, I was just like... It would have been better if you just didn't put in what you put in.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be going to see this. By the time this pod is up, I will probably have seen Fantastic Four First Steps with myself, my lovely wife, and Pedro Pascal. We will be here. Hello, I am Pedro Pascal. I do not talk like this in real life, but this is how I talk in Jim's head.
I would
you
say,
killed my father. How dare you?
I would say that Joseph Quinn is getting a lot of praise about his Johnny Storm, but to me, he doesn't play a great Johnny Storm. He doesn't. I know this is like, oh, God forbid, Joseph Quinn doesn't smile, but he doesn't really smile or crack a joke throughout the whole movie. And to me, Johnny Storm is sort of like a, happy-go-lucky kind of like bit of a surfer dude idiot. And he
Chris Evans, like what we got in the first two, and in the Deadpool Wolverine.
And he just always sort of has a face on him like someone shit in his trunks. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, do what I compare it to. I would compare it to the first Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Not as inventive as that with some of the visuals, but in terms of like, we need to make a setup movie because we're going to use this character in everything else.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the Avengers, he's going to be in Spider-Man. He's a sort of tentpole character. And like Kevin Feige sort of says, he wants Doctor Strange to be the new Iron Man. Like, like that Tony Stark central character. And I think now with the Fantastic Four, they sort of want to bring them forward as well. And this movie is sort of like, look, we're going to tell one of their classic stories with Galactus in its own universe. It's standalone. We can bring in a new generation of MCU fans with this new thing going forward. Here's your guys, right? Now we're going to bring them over to... We're going to have another celebration of the Fox universe with Doomsday. Because obviously Deadpool and Wolverine with its fucking time of my life. And now we're going to fucking see all of them again.
Yeah.
For the 50th time.
And then we're going to be like, bye-bye, we're going to reboot you now.
Oh, thank fuck. I'm sick of seeing... I love James Marsden. Go away.
But come on, you want to see Patrick Stewart.
I don't. He's too old.
Well, actually, no. I want
McAvoy.
McAvoy and Fassbender just to
Yes.
pop up and go, hello, Alfred. That's all.
So good.
That's all I want. But anyway, right. So lukewarm in that. I guess, because we do talk about top 10s, we will come back to that in just a second or so. But we'll talk about this more in more detail. I guess once I've seen it, and maybe we'll actually this week remember to put out a call to see what people have thought, because we're recording this literally the day after it was released. So
I would say that my final thing on it would be, it's fine. It's pretty good for a summary blockbuster movie.
It's not going on the poster, Adam.
And I like all of the characters in it and look forward to seeing them in the future. But for me, this summer, if it's the battle of the superheroes, Superman, throughout the whole thing, I was having more fun. Whereas this, I was sort of just waiting for the other shoe to drop to be like, right, show me something fun. There's the interstellar bit in the middle. I was like, give me more of that. And then they didn't. So.
Okay. So there we go. Well, as I say, we will talk about this more in a week or two, I guess, when the film's been out for a while. But another film that is out this week is The Bad Guys 2. Have you seen this? The first one, Sam Rockwell, Awkwafina, I think Craig Robinson's in there as well.
Mark
Maron is in there as well, isn't he? I kind of missed that the first time round because it was like, is it kind of Zootropolis-y kind of guy? vibes, kind of bad guys trying to be good. Were you a fan of the first one?
This guy's seen it in the cinema. I'm a true BG fan, my friend. And I'm actually really looking forward to the second one.
Okay.
I think Sam Rockwell in the first one is a lot of fun and does a good sleazy fox type character.
I like Sam Rockwell. Apart from when he's in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because that doesn't work.
Mate, when he's has it to the heads.
Doesn't work.
Oh, I love it.
That's the one time in my life where I have been kind of the fanboy who read the books, adored the BBC radio plays, and it's that sense of, other than Alan Rickman and maybe Martin Freeman as Arthur Dent, nothing really feeling like when you do that thing, the dreaded thing of you paint the picture of what those characters are going to be like in your head. As much as I love Zaphod Beeblebrox, as much as I love Sam Rockwell, he just wasn't, he's just some guy,
Did you like the old TV show with the paper mache head?
Yes. But I think I have a soft spot for that because that's all the actors from the radio play.
Yeah.
And it's tangent. It struggled from budgets around the time of being around when Red Dwarf was there, Doctor Who. It just didn't have the money for it. I would have liked the heads more like that as opposed to what they did with tangent. Let's not pull on that thread, but I genuinely do love Sam Rockwell. Moon, fab show. Very different. So you were a fan of this. So you saw the first one in the cinema. You considering going to see the second one in the cinema?
Oh, I'll definitely see the second one.
Okay, so I know that Cinemagic had a screening off it, special screen. I know Brian Mulholland, I think, and family went to see it as well. We didn't get a chance. Boo. Boo on Cinemagic.
I could have went as your son.
Yes. You could just say you've got Robin Williams-itis, you've got Jack-itis.
I've got... Oh, no, because then I'll have to bring up the dreaded Cosby.
No, let's not pull on that thread. Kids movie. But one person who did get to go see that was Tim Burton. And Tim has very kindly left us a little voice note about what he thought. And he's not alone. He has another fellow critic with him. So before we hear Tim's thoughts, let's play a clip of The Bad Guys 2.
Kitty, you mind telling us what we're doing here?
Cutting to the chase. I like it. We're planning something big. Only problem, it's too big for the three of us.
You need work. We need extra hands.
Professionals, with a specific set of skills.
One last job. What you say?
What do we say? No, is the short answer. But, well, you were flattered, but the thing is,
We're good now.
Yeah, we don't steal stuff anymore.
Yeah, so if you could just, untie us and we'll let ourselves out and we can just call it a noche, okay?
I'm not exactly asking.
Yes, Bad Guys 2. We were treated, the whole full screen at Odeon, to lots of laughs and silliness, which, of course, we will know from Bad Guys 1. My daughter Katie, who's 15, had a great time at Cinemagic's Bad Guys 2, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And what was your favourite part about it?
I loved the action scenes.
Lots of action. Yeah, and quite a few funky cars.
Very, very funky cars, yes.
And favourite characters?
The piranha. I like the farm piranha.
The pumping piranha. Yes, absolutely. And whenever he lets one go, you do feel sorry for everyone around him, don't you?
Yeah, especially in the astronaut spacesuit. That was...
that was good fun. So definitely highly recommended for all the family during the summer.
So it sounds like Tim and Katie had a lot of fun, and I like the way that Tim during that little piece kind of went into a possible addition for the next series of Top Gear, some funky cars. And this is the point, actually. Again, as we said, thank you to Tim and Katie, but this is the point where we should reveal. Adam, you have a bit of a crush on Tim Burton's voice.
Oh, that's what I like. I was just enthralled by the voice, and then whenever he was like auditioning, I was like, auditioning to be in Bad Guys 3, because he could be. He could be.
Tim is an absolute fantastic voice. So yeah, so that's out. That as well as out this week as well. So there is plenty of choice right now. It is great to see. The last couple of times I've been to the cinema, and I have been to the cinema a couple of times this week. I'm trying to get myself back in because the TV show's back in a couple of weeks. We've got the pod and we're kind of retooling the pod and kind of trying to look for ideas and get back to that. It's like I've realised the last couple of ones, like, haven't seen this, haven't seen that. So yeah, I've been going to see, Mission Impossible. I think it's pretty much will have left cinemas this week. I know it's out of the top 10, which we'll come to in just a second. Went to see it at Movie House Cityside. They had a screening, which I was surprised at how full it was. One of the small screens, but it was pretty full for a film that's been out for a good few weeks.
You got those VIP seats, man?
I got the VIP seats, but the VIP seats, as someone who's a husky gent, Adam, I don't know if you have this problem, right? You'll be sitting watching the film, and I'll not go into spoilers. I will be honest, right? I have mixed feelings about the last Mission Impossible. Maybe I just went in with too high expectations. It's overcooked. There's too much going on, but the sequences on the submarine, amazing. Apart from just the aftermath of it, where it's like, okay, Tom, that is kind of a bit silly. And normally you kind of forgive those things, but when you're watching those kind of really tense sequences, you're like going, Tom is into his underpants in freezy cold water. What's he going to do? And then from out of nowhere, all you hear is, it's like, because you've accidentally nudged the controls. You're like, for fuck's sake, put it down. And then again, 2 seconds later, you're like, oh my God, what the fuck's he going to... So eventually you're going to have to sit. But yeah, Movie House, very comfy. Cinema seats, I have to say. Been to see that. Went to see Meg 3, whatever, 2, whatever you want to call it. Megan 2. Which again... Adam, I'm worried I'm getting old and grumpy because, as we've previously said, the first Megan kind of created what we have now in this kind of current kind of shambolic madness of this podcast. Because we'll do a review of that. And
does she clean skids off the bowl in this one?
None of that this time. No fun like that. They've decided to go much more action heavy, much more in the sense of kind of there's a few jokes, and it's that sense of Megan very quickly kind of became a pop culture icon. We've seen that with the likes of Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. Once they enter that, they don't really have the scare factor. But the first time around, the first Megan wasn't really scary, and they knew that, so they steered away from that. I thought it was fine. I would happily, if on a Friday night I was sitting at home and few beers or whatever it is, maybe a bit of pizza, and I was on Film 4, it was on chat TV, I'd watch it. It's fine. Would I say you have to see it on the big screen? Probably not. And I know we'll come back to that in a minute. When I say a minute, when we're talking about our pick of the streams. But I think for now we will move on and have a look at the box office top 10. Okay, Adam, so box office top 10, and we will start. We still haven't fulfilled our promise. We have said on air we're going to go see a Bollywood movie. You raised a valid point about this. But at the top 10, the latest figures we have here in front of us is, hopefully I'm getting this right, is Saljara. Number 10, it's just been out 1 week, 194,000. Number 9, Lilo and Stitch. See previous podcasts.
Lilo and Stitch 2 announced, and then the original writer for the first movie and the guy that did the voice for Stitch,
yes,
is returning for the live action second one, which doesn't always mean that it's going to be good.
Yeah,
but at least they're not like just make anything. So they've at least got somebody to be like, right, we're going to have an idea.
I was just really impressed that no one knew that it was Ralph Fiennes doing the voice of Stitch in the first live action.
It was really weird because he was still doing his doctor voice from 28 years later.
I was going to say he was doing his voice from In Bruges. Inanimate object!
I was going to do a lot of swearing, but I'll not.
No. I can never pronounce it. Number 8, the new Pixar. Elio, I'll get it right at one point. Still haven't seen it. 4 million though it's grossed in total. 300,000 last week. I think I've heard mixed reviews on it. You haven't seen it yet?
No, like we said, it's a Disney Plus.
28 years later, still hanging in there. Number 7. You and I both like this.
Yep, very much one of my favourites of the year.
Still intrigued to see what they're going to do. Nia DaCosta is going to be directing the sex one. Nia DaCosta is going to be directing the second one, The Bone Church.
Bone Temple.
I'll get it right one week. I see she's going to be at Edinburgh for the film festival. So, Nia, if you're listening, I'd have to kind of have a hunt out to see if we can have a chat to you about all things that and Candyman. Number 6, How to Train Your Dragon. Have you got around to seeing this yet?
Nope.
No, I have. I enjoyed it probably more than I thought I would. Mm-hmm. But I still prefer the animated. Mm-hmm. It's half an hour longer than the animated original. But as I think I said when I rambly reviewed it, it's a film that's machine tooled in terms of its narrative that you will like it because it's got all those themes and ideas. It's just I think the original is more fun. Number 5, I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, not the summer back in 1999, but the summer into 2023 or whatever. Well, it's this year. It's been out. We will talk about, you and I have both seen that, but we will talk about that in just a moment. Number 4, I'm sure you've seen Smurfs.
Of course, but it was our first day. Big Rihanna fan. Wanted to see it. But no, I haven't seen any of the live action Smurfs ever.
Never?
Nope.
Even with, wasn't it Katy Perry was Smurfette for a while? Now it's Rihanna.
Yeah,
James Corden's in this one. Is that not gonna?
Fuck me, no.
Number 3, F1 the movie. I think I might go and see this over the weekend. I know you're busting to watch it on a plane.
Yeah, coming up.
Yeah, so you need another. Well, you need another trip then, transatlantic. When are you next going? You know, you're not going to have time to watch that. It's 2.5 hours. You're not going to have time to go see because you know you're going to London in a couple of weeks or England a couple of weeks.
If I watch an hour there and an hour back.
Just pause it there. I'll be back in. Number 2, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Okay.
What's your big problem with it, Adam?
No dinosaurs.
No dinosaurs, only mutants. Only Wolverine running around the place. And at number 1, you've talked about this briefly, so we'll not get into details about it. So Superman is still there. 16 million, or just over 16 million, it's grossed now since it's been released. And last week took nearly 5 million, more than, just looking at here, doing a quick bit of maths, just shy of 2 million more than Jurassic World Rebirth. So it's, doing big money, or well, not big money, but decent money here, doing big money globally. So I would say James Gunn has those pre-release jitters. I think you look on social media, I'm sure like TikTok, anything, every couple of scrolls, it's a post about Superman.
Did you know that it's not doing as well as Man of Steel in its opening weekend?
Fuck off, monkeys.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Go and, I don't know, well, they can't even watch porn now because it's all, adult locked.
Here, speaking of porn, one of the best things about the Fantastic Four was the Avatar trailer before it.
Okay.
In IMAX. Mamma mia. That looks like some good Avatar.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be out this year or next year?
December this year.
Okay, that's a lot of fun. So that'll be Joe McElroy and I have to get back to finally finish our James Cameron retrospective.
How many reboots of the show has retrospective went through?
Just 2. We've just taken our time. So Joe, if you're listening, because I know he does, you big sexy arspert, some point we will talk about Terminator 2.
Again.
Terminator. Is it Terminator 2 or Terminator 2 have we done?
You did the first one.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about Terminator 2. And then I think that's pretty much it. Other than the kind of like various documentaries and stuff, but you're like, we'll see. when everyone does the retrospect. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So one of the films we mentioned in there was I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, not that one. The new one. You and I have both seen this.
Yes.
So let's play a short clip, then we'll share our thoughts.
Baby, you okay? Why don't you go upstairs and do that guided meditation you like?
Find a peaceful setting and close your eyes. Imagine a white light calling you.
Hello?
Now, feel that love entering your body and emanating out from your chest. Take a deep breath in and remember the energy you give to the universe always comes back to you.
No. Wait.
Do you think this is some kind of karma for what we did? What if someone saw what happened?
You need to handle this. This isn't the first time there's been violence like this in Southport. It's not going to stop.
So that's a clip of I Know What You Did Last Summer. So this kind of legacy sequel / reboot does feel like they've kind of smudged two ideas together here. So we have a new group of sexy teens, very annoying sexy teens. An unfortunate event happens. They're covered up. Hey, Adam, never guess what?
What happened?
A year later,
Aye.
someone knew what they did last summer.
Bollocks.
He's out for revenge.
Fuck.
But also, mate,
Aye.
remember the first film?
Aye, do
Remember
that.
them ones, those sexy teens then?
Oh, Buffy.
Yeah.
Aye.
And Jennifer Love Huge Titch.
Aye, from Sister Act 2.
And Freddie Prinze Jr.
From
Shaggy? No, he's not Shaggy. He was Fred.
From Freddie Prince son fame.
Yeah, from him. Remember, they had the really shitty summer.
But did I?
And then a year later, someone came looking killing them.
They were like, let's go to Barbados.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's the second one. They're back. So, well, Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Huge Tits. Sorry, Jennifer Love Hewitt is back. And I went to see this. I think we were talking about this on the previous pod. I went to see this in the Avenue, where we came down to the lovely classy cinema that is here in Belfast. Others are available. And we just got every single thing we had. I had a hot dog.
Oh.
Some chuppers.
No.
We had some cocktails. And then I was like, I might need a coffee. So I had a wee coffee. So I saw this. You saw this. We didn't go see it together. I went with my lovely wife.
Imagine me and you went for a full banquet.
Oh, darling Adam, have another cocktail. Why are we smooching? Why does it feel wrong, but oh so right?
This feels like the summarize of Sylvester McCoy.
How many retools of this podcast is that joke going to survive?
Here, it'll be even good when we go to Northern Ireland Comic Con.
Yeah, when Sylvester McCoy looks and go, what?
We take our photo with Sylvester McCoy.
Memories.
Jim, it's 50 quid. We'll have to.
Okay, 25 quid each. Maybe we'll start like I was going to say OnlyFans. Maybe we'll start a kind of GoFundMe campaign. Get Adam. Someone pay 50 quid to get Adam to get a photo with Sylvester McCoy because he lost the photographs that one perfect summer.
Oh, that'd be so. If you take a photo
on Golden Pond with Sylvester McCoy.
You come with me, right? But you bring a Polaroid camera, and then it'll look like a classic photo of me and Sylvester.
Yeah. Okay, because we haven't even mentioned that because Christopher Lloyd is going to be coming to that con. I know everything close to the time, subject to change in this. I was talking about this with someone, great, he's clearly going to be the big guest at this year's event. A lot of money to pay. Was 150? Is that for an autograph or is that just to get something signed?
I think that's the photo.
Yeah.
And then 100 maybe for something signed.
It's a lot of money, but I guess for some people that's like it's the price of fandom. I've talked about this before. Certain people, when they get onto that con scene, I love how we're reviewing. I know what you did last summer, but when they know their worth, they know their worth. And hey, if you're Christopher Lloyd and you're going to rock up to not even Belfast but Lisburn, and going to sit for, I don't know, 1 or 2 days. I don't know if he's there for both.
It's both days.
Both days. Hey, you got to make it worth his while. So therefore, if that's the case, £150 for photographs is what it's going to be.
Imagine you bumped into him in Waka.
Great Scott! Noodles? Where we're going, we don't need noodles. It's your kids, Christopher.
I don't give a fuck if you are in Dream Team. Give me a tenner, dickhead.
I don't know why I was going to... I just felt the need to go, Darnell! Kick us the ball, give us the ball ticket. I know, I don't know why. So, yes. So, how do we get on to Comic-Cons?
Because I know what you did last summer, Sylvester McCoy.
Yes, okay. So, back. So here we have a reboot, and I forget the name of the director. So it is a woman directing. I think she's also co-writer.
She is, yeah.
On this. I made the point, I think that was why I had a few drinks. I had a nice fun time at the Avenue watching this with a very respectful crowd, because I know sometimes when you go see multiplex horror movies, the likes of like The Conjuring and stuff like that, you tend to get a lot of cinema wankers.
Yeah.
Didn't get that here, and I didn't love it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I will say I think it has problems, and I come back to that point I made at the start. There's 2 ideas smushed into that, and part of one of those stories, without going into spoilers, reminded me of some of the kind of abandoned ideas they had for the various Halloween sequels, where it's like, well, just not mention that. The Michael Myers stuff, we'll put that all kind of under their covers and forget about it and all that stuff. You have the kind of more or less straightforward reboot.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, this is just a rehash of what has played out before. Some of the kills are all right. Actors, as I say, some of the cast members are annoying, very annoying.
Tell me who you didn't like.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have an IMDb break, right? No, because that doesn't count. That would be cheating if you handed me the phone. So let me see. Apologies, listeners. Think amongst yourselves. There still no.
Director's Jennifer Robinson, in case you're wondering, who also did Do Revenge on Netflix 3 years ago, which I thought was a bit shit.
Right, okay. So we have Madeline Klein in there. She was kind of okay. Chase Sue Wonders was fine. Jonah Howard King, I think he was a bit of a dick.
Well, he's the bad man from Doctor Who.
Well, and I'm saying this as I've got a Doctor Who t-shirt on. We have Tyrig Withers.
Steady.
We have Sarah Pidgeon. Is he the lead?
No, Sarah Pidgeon is Stevie, the girl who works in the bar.
Ah, right, okay, with you. Because we have the central character who's like the goody two-shoes, and we have the unfortunate Summer that, something goes wrong. Not a spoiler. The things don't work out great. And then she just becomes kind of, for no apparent reason, like a raging bisexual.
She's been through trauma. Do what I best do. Eat some pussy on the plane.
With my boyfriend sitting there, or my boyfriend picking me up. So, yeah, I don't know. And then there was some gags between, isn't it Madeline Klein? She's kind of like the rich girl. She's engaged to a guy at the start, then after that summer things kind of go wrong. There's a new boyfriend, and she's that kind of like, oh, she's a bit annoying. But yeah, we have them, and then in amongst that, of course, we have Jennifer Love Hewitt, and we have Freddie Prinze Jr. Coming back. No other cast members.
Nope, definitely not.
Definitely not. No other cast members.
Because there's no dead.
Yes, no other cast members could come back. Not even in dream sequences, Adam.
Definitely not, mate.
Definitely not. Although, if you were to fall asleep and you'd have been thinking about Buffy, you might, be surprised.
Are you seeing Freddie Prinze Jr. and went, fuck, I wonder who he's married to?
It's like, do you think she just was like, I'm here for the day?
I was like, here.
Okay, I guess we'll get. So, spoiler. She's listed in the credits.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind that, because I kind of was like, maybe it's because like, oh, that's quite kind of David Lynchy.
In a way, it's sort of like she's the most memorable part of the first. This is sort of my
Well, here's the king thing. Were you a big fan of the original?
Not a big fan, but it's a fun slasher, and I think the sequel is a cheesier version of the first.
Now, are you talking about I Still?
Yes, I Still.
With Jack Black and his braids?
Yes, where it's like, we're going to Barbados, and it's sort of just like, I can't believe this shit followed them on holiday. I can't believe the same shit happened to the same people twice. That sort of thing. The third one, I'll always know it. Fucking who cares?
There's a TV show?
TV show, fine. Whereas this, I feel like, do you know where like Scream 5 comes in and it's like, well, everybody loves Scream, so we don't really need to explain any of this.
Yeah.
This sort of comes in and be like, well, everybody loves I Know What You Did Last Summer 1, so we don't need to explain anything. You're like, guys, you don't have as big as a fan base as Scream.
Wasn't the first one, so am I getting this right? I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's Kevin Williamson, isn't it? Am I right in that sense that he's involved in the screenplay for the first one?
Let me take away IMDb Brickman.
And I think that was a sense of that was kind of on the back of...
It was, yes.
On the back of Scream.
Yes.
And I think that was one of those kind of run-of-the-mill slashers that I guess once the success of that's been a huge success. Kevin, what have you got for us? Well, I've got this idea based on urban legends and all this stuff. It's like, you've done it again. We commissioned it. So you had this kind of Scream, this wonderful throwback slasher movie that was also looking at the kind of tropes and cliches of that. And basically the joke is, within that, it's like, well, what if we had a generation of teenagers who knew all the rules to survive a horror movie, found themselves in of sorts in a horror movie? What would they do? Exactly what they fucking say they wouldn't do in the movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer, on the other hand, is just a straightforward slasher. It's that classic urban legend, guy with a hook. A year ago, someone got hit by a car. Did he or did he not get killed? And suddenly he's out for revenge. So we have that back.
It's actually based on the Treehouse of Horror episode where they knocked down Flanders.
The Flanders is. So, yeah. So, you know that it's kind of pretty much, it's not trying to be like Scream, and even the later Screams 5 and 6, aren't we at now? 7 we're waiting for now, where it's, this is meta horror and woke horror and elevated horror, all that kind of stuff. There's none of that. It's just, how can we kill people? It's kind of like Final Destination-y of sorts, in the sense of like, how can we do this? And here's this set piece. Oh, that's going to come in handy. And we have a group of teenagers being killed. In some of them are nasty, gribbly ways. I had heard some positive reviews for this before it came out. I thought it was fine. You haven't even really said how you thought. You clearly were not a fan.
No, I really liked it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It was, listeners, I just want to fill you in with my squeaky chair. It was just the face that Adam was kind of looking. I was like, is he going to be like, Jim? I thought it was shit.
No, I really liked it. And that's why I was questioning you, like, which one of the cast didn't you like? Because I fucking loved them. See, by the end where it was like, you know, the surviving people sort of having a conversation.
While having a hot dog?
Yeah. I was like, I could watch another movie with them people. I would enjoy that.
I did find them annoying, but in the sense that I thought they were written that way.
Oh, yeah.
In that sense of like, it's not like it's like, I find them so annoying. It's like, I don't like these characters. Or not that I don't like, it's like, they're just dicks. I want fucking horrible, nasty death. It's like, Jason Lives. It's like, want you to get fucking put through a fucking camper van, all that kind of stuff. I come back to this point. There's 2 movies here in this. So you have the reboot, which is pretty much a reboot, and then you have, there was a trauma when a fisherman went on a rampage and killed people, and
he killed Johnny Galecki.
Yes. Let's phone Jennifer Love Hewitt's character and see if she can help us.
Yeah.
And then Freddie Prinze Jr., of course, is there. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I know we've kind of spoiled. I apologise. We have spoiled one of the kind of reveals, cameos within this film in a dreamlike state. But the ending.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a master sleuth. But there's a very annoying podcaster. Well, she's a very hot podcaster.
Barry?
who pops up very on. Of course, we have our central character who she's been through trauma, so therefore has to have an LGBTQ plus experience, of course, on Pride weekend of all places. and she rocks up. She's coming to investigate this Summertown's murderous past, and you kind of think of nods of Jaws and things like that. And we wait for the mayor to go, the water is safe, there is no sharks on the 4th of July. And spoiler, she does not last long into the film. And there's a sequence where you don't see it, of course, off camera, but she sees who the killer is. And she's like, you. I called it.
Yeah.
I called it there and then, and I just was like, oh, okay. And then the sense that once we get to the revelations to the end, and you're just like, oh, okay. For me,
how much can we spoil?
I don't want to spoil the ending.
Okay.
I really don't want to spoil because it's only out a couple of weeks. Maybe in a few weeks if it's still in the top 10, we'll talk about it.
I would say.
But did you at that exact point? Did you call it?
Yes, in the sense of the things that were happening to people would only be physically possible with one particular person.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's none of the kids, really, because they're all in the same scene together when they're getting chased.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So at that point, I was just sort of waiting for like the other shoe to drop to be like, well, clearly it's this person.
Because the only reason why I say this, and I don't know whether it's just in the sense with the avenue. Oh, well, of course, most cinemas now you can take a few drinks in. But there was someone who's sitting in the cinema behind me at certain reveals at the end was like, no. And I was like, really? Have you been fucking not watching this? Because, we have in kind of, it's like in Scream 5, the kind of size discrepancies with our aforementioned Captain Hook. And I don't know, it's the sense, though, that we have, because everyone takes the piss. And again, I know this is tangenty, kind of classic, Banterflix pod stuff, but it's like that. I talk about how Scary Movie has ruined Scream for me. So anytime I think of Scream, it's like, did that sequence happen? Oh no, that's in Scary Movie, and it's right. So like the sequence in I Know What You Did Last Summer, whenever like we have Jennifer Love Hewitt looking up to the cameras, go, "What are you waiting for? And then they take the piss out of it. I think it's in the first Scary Movie. It might be the second one, and I think someone gets hit by a car.
Yes.
Right. The fact then it's like, oh, there's a bit near the end. I think it's in the trailer. Where they reference that line, and you're just like, you don't need to do that. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as the last Alien movie, where it's like, for no apparent reason, they suddenly was like, oh, here, we need a call back. The writers are all in the room going, fuck. Get away from her, you bitch. Oh. And you're like, oh, fuck up. But I didn't. It was just like, oh, come on, you can do better. I just think you probably would have had a better. I think I'd have had more fun with this film had you not tried to bring back the legacy characters.
I will agree with you there, and also sort of where the end leads. It's sort of just like, do we really need more of the legacy stuff when you've sort of set up characters for another sequel if we get another sequel?
Yeah.
It's the problem with Scream, sort of. Where it's
there's a lot of problems with Scream now.
Where it's like Sydney's character has had like 5 closures of her character at this point, that it's like, you don't need to keep going back to her.
No.
And
well, they kind of have to now.
Well, free Palestine and all that.
Yeah.
But Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, never at any point after I Still Did Last Summer being like, what am I up to? She doing all right? Apart from in a sleazy way where I'm like, ooh, wah, wee, wah, wee, wah, woo, wah, woo, wah. But don't really need to see what their character's up to, because I didn't really care. And now that it's like, there could be more of her. Fair play for her getting a paycheck, but also, I feel like if they do a sequel to this, it's...
If they go to Barbados, you're out.
Fuck, I would love. It's the one funny line in the middle that they're like, why don't we just get on a boat and fuck off to Barbados?
And Freddie Prinze was like, no, don't do it.
He's like, you don't want to be doing that. And I was like, very smart. And then they pay more of a homage to the sequel towards the end, and I was like, could have just left it at that one line. Because again, not everybody in the cinema is going, I've seen the second one, I know what that means.
I bet you were.
I was annoying everybody around me. Do you know Jack Black has braids?
Did you go dressed as Jack Black?
Wagwan, one ticket, man. She's on the CEA card. She gets in for free.
I'm not going to lie. So when we went to see I Know What You Did Last Summer in Avenue, it's like, yeah, I haven't seen the first one in ages. And it's a film I always talk about going, 4th of July, we should screen it. Because we run a horror festival, we should screen it and have a bit of fun.
Have a barbecue.
Yeah, have a barbecue, have a bit of fun, get Captain Hook out. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, the first one is a perfectly fine movie, and you kind of forget. I was like, oh, there's Leonard from Big Bang Theory. I forgot he was in this. And then you watch I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I remember going on a date to see that film.
Here we go.
And it didn't go well because I picked the movie. That person did not like the film, and needless to say, they're not now my lovely wife. And I forgot how much of a mess of a film that sequel is.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know if I'm missing out, by the sounds of it, not.
No.
I come back. I thought this was fine in the sense that it wasn't trying to be meta or anything like that. It was just an old school slasher in the way that I Know What You Did Last Summer was in 1999. I just think ultimately I just felt like they had two ideas for two different films and they've just smooshed them together and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect encapsulation of the bits I liked and the bits I didn't. Was like I would have been just fine with the reboot and the reboot of characters, and then when it comes to sort of the legacy stuff, it sort of just feels like a bit of a cop out. Maybe they just didn't have faith in, they're like legacy sequels of the new hot shit. But I think in the year 2025, we're 10 years after the Halloween Jamie Lee Curtis. It's like, I think 10 years in, we don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have to do the legacy shit.
And the trauma of those first events.
Like, Tangent, the new Tron trailer.
And
you see Jeff Bridges. You're like, Jeff, you do not need to be here, my friend.
Well, also I kept saying that to Jared Leto. Jared, you don't need to be here, mate.
I want to see Evan Peters and Jeff. Do you know Jeff Bridges' laugh in real life? He's like,
good lad. Jeff Bridges, just you stay where you are, son. So yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer, not that one, the new one. I think you'd enjoy it. I think if you're a horror fan, there's better stuff there. Like this week, we haven't got a chance to review it. We'll probably review it next week, but I'm not sure. I think Fright Club have a review of Bring Her Back.
Yes.
Look, have you seen it yet?
Not yet, because I need to prepare myself for the stress of it.
Yes. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Look, I mean, I like horror like that. I also like kind of the cheesy kind of slashery stuff. And maybe it was the fact I had 2-3 cocktails. I had a nice hot dog. My lovely wife and I shared some popcorn. Maybe that's why I was like, it was fine.
I had a nice Coca-Cola, and the movie featured some sexy boys and some sexy girls with a bit of banter and enough blood in it. So I'll tell you one thing that I was like, hold up. Bit of a spoiler, right, guys? Not a massive spoiler. But do you know when the teddy guy walks into some sort of cave that has a gate, and he walks towards the thing to turn the gate off, and he walks past the guy in the slicker? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
We can see him in a silhouette that is clearly meant to be like a suit of armor.
Yes.
But when the character walks past him, he would have, because it's the man's a 3D object, he would have been like, hold on a second, you're not a 2D image of a suit of armor. At that point I was like,
yep.
Hold on a second.
I have problems.
Yeah.
I know exactly the point, because we're not spoiling, but he walks, and I was like, does he not see?
Yeah. See the man stood beside you.
See the man stand right in front of you. Do you know the way you've been scared shitless of a guy in a big coat or a big kind of whatever it is with a hook for a hand?
Yeah.
You see him stand there.
See the guy in the rain slicker with the hook for a hand?
Yeah.
That's a mermaid.
You don't have to look very hard. He's right there.
No.
Oh, so you're just going to walk. Oh, you're dead.
Ah, see.
Oh, well. Anyway, yes. Silly moments. But yes, yeah. you and I clearly had fun.
Yeah.
I think you enjoyed it maybe more than I did, but I still had a lot of fun. It's perfectly fine. I think that's not going to go on the movie poster. One day we'll get on the poster. So let's move on and wrap up with some silliness. So, as we said, we are branching out. We're doing other little bits and bobs right now. So this week, as we record, of course, it is Pride Week. Thousands of people will be lining the streets of Belfast for the annual parade. Should be a lot of fun. I don't know, you plan to go to the parade, Adam?
It'll be my after-work activity.
Okay.
I always go, but I've been wrangled into work. But luckily I finish at 4, so I'll be able to join in the festivities.
You'll be running around the place, just running the marathon. Not the marathon, you'll be running around the route of the parade, even though there's cars there and everything, and just going, I'm here. I'm queer.
Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it. Snap out of it. All right, Cher, calm down. So yes, but one person I know is going to be involved in that is the lovely Joanne Alexander, who's cosplayer. We've had on this pod quite a few times. We've had on the TV show a few times as well. And as we say, we're branching out. We're trying new things and different things. And I thought once a month we should check in with Joanne to see about what she gets up to, various costumes, and the trials and tribulations of being a cosplayer. And you're a cosplayer as well, Adam.
It's just the weekends.
This is the weekend. So I thought we'd touch base with Joanne. And here is the first entry of what she has dubbed the Diary of a Messy Cosplayer.
Hi everyone, my name is Hedgescout, and this is Diary of a Messy Cosplayer. I've decided to call it that because that's exactly what I am. A messy cosplayer, in fact an extremely messy one. Now you might ask, just how messy? Well, at the moment I'm sitting in my study, which is also my office, because I'm very lucky I work from home. But it's also unfortunately the place where I make my costumes, and I have an awful lot of very high quality tat in terms of figures and comics and all sorts of shit. But Jim asked me, he thought it might be kind of interesting if I did a little segment on what I'm doing as a cosplayer. Well, here's the thing with me. I don't just do one thing. My study is as messy as the inside of my head, which is a slight issue. Right now I'm working on probably 4 or 5 different costumes. Immediately, the one I need to finish this afternoon, because I kind of started tweaking it last night, was tarting up my Ghostbusters outfit for tomorrow's Gay Pride. Or whenever you're listening to it, it's on Saturday anyway. Saturday the 26th in Belfast. Really looking forward to this. To me, self-identity and the right to choose your own gender and to be who you are is massively important. Especially to a cosplayer, because we define who we are every time we put a costume on. Sometimes there's reasons why we choose costumes, but I might get into that as time goes on. But I have a fabulous Ghostbusters suit, plus a pack, and also my brother, he's using my spare pack, as well as a blue Ghostbusters suit, because we will have special rainbow-coloured Ghostbusters patches and things. We're working with his work. I'll not say what his work is, but we're also with us as well is Ghostbusters NI, huge big Ghostbusters group over here, full of extremely talented and enthusiastic individuals who love all things Ghostbusters. So that's tomorrow. Then I have to hunt out, because tomorrow night is also Rocky Horror. I've done Rocky Horror for Banterflix when they run the Dark Hedges Film Festival. That was last year, actually, massive fun. So I have to hunt out my Columbia outfit and hope that it's okay. I think maybe I danced so hard up and down that cinema that they were showing Rocky Horror that I think I lost some of my sequence. Story of my life. So I'll have to get that out. And as for the other costumes I'm working on, well, they're a wee bit weird. Yeah. One at the moment that's looking at me, because it's on the stand, is a Klingon, a steampunk Klingon. A friend and I from Cosmos, we do the Duras Sithsters, which is Klingons crossed over with Sith. So for any Trekkie fans out there, yeah, you know who the Klingons are. Lots of boobage and, yeah, big hair and things. So we do a Sith version of those, which has gone down really well, actually, before in various events, both Star Trek events and Star Wars events, like Star Wars Celebration a couple of years ago. Brilliant. So we're working on Klingon versions of those because we have a big event coming up next month in Lincoln called the Asylum, which is pretty actually quite accurate for the attendees that go to it. Apparently, I think it used to be held in an actual old mental place, old asylum. And now they just take over the town, and it's absolutely fantastic. Go check it out online. So that's one of the costumes. The other costume that I have to finish making, because I'm working on a trap for it, is my Cthulhu Buster. Not a Ghostbuster, a Cthulhu Buster. And I was out in her at QCon in June for our first trial, and I still have some bits to fix on it and to just things to tart up. So the whole idea is H.P. Lovecraft, the Eldritch gods. You would call out this particular group to contain whatever supernatural demon type thing is torturing you. I think it'd probably be an awful lot harder, actually, in fairness, to capture Cthulhu compared to your basic Slimer. So that's another one. So that's two. What's the third one? Oh, yeah. There's a Mad Hatter's Tea Party. So I'm working on a sort of a steampunk, fancy, floofy looking thing for it, with a skirt and a bodice and a big top hat. And I'm waving my hands around here when I'm describing, and nobody can see what the fuck it is I'm doing. There we go. I knew the first curse would come out. So on my desk at the moment, sitting on top of my laptop, because I technically should still be working, it's a wee pair of fancy boots with bows on them and playing cards and glittery stuff. It's really rather snazzy. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm not really a very girly person. But on this occasion, I kind of feel cute every time I put this steampunk stuff on. Right, what else am I wearing to Lincoln? I can't remember. I know there's other shit I'm working on, but I can't remember. I actually have to put everything down in the notebooks because it gets a bit ridiculous. Here, I better hurry up. I'm already been talking for over 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, and of course, there's Dublin Comic Con in about 3 weeks' time. So I need to finalise what I'm going to wear at it. I think I'll probably bring down my distressed Catwoman from Batman Returns. She hasn't been out for a while, actually. Couldn't wear her because I just didn't feel comfortable. Here we go. This is sad times, but I was on a certain medication that was making me feel very out of shape. So I've been got it replaced. And that's probably more information that you need to know. But anyway, I'm in better shape now than I was this time last year. I think I might bring out Callisto if I can get rid of my small keg at the moment, because it's all stomach muscles. We have to get that out. That's the warrior from Xena from the 90s. What else am I going to take? What else was I going to... Oh, yes, of course, the steampunk Klingon, along with my friend Amanda, who does the other sister. And one other costume, which I have yet to decide. I can't think. There's just too much. I don't really have a life outside costuming because I don't have the time. So apologies to everybody that I've let down over the last few years because I've had this need to sniff glue continuously. So I think that's probably it. That's a shit ton of information, and hopefully, Jim, this is what you want, because I don't really know how to be anything else apart from weird. But hey, that makes me lovable or avoidable. Not unavoidable, depends whether I've pinned you down or not. But there you go. I'll catch you next time, and I might even have a slightly tidier room to report from. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think it's going to get worse as these couple of months go on. Okay, thanks, folks. Bye.
So that's Joanne. Adam, I just want to say right now, just in case my lovely wife's listening, Joanne has never pinned me down. Yet.
But we have all sniffed glue together.
We've all sniffed glue. Hey, where do you think some of the best ideas for events comes? Like, Joanne, let's all go around to your messy study and sniff some glue. On that note, sniffing glue is bad, kids.
Well... Depends on sort of glue.
Don't sniff Pritt stick.
No, you want the industrial type. That'll get you off.
Yeah. The big massive fucking Pritt sticks. Just dip your head in it, mate. You'll be so high. So that was Joanne. So as I said, we're trying something else. It's always weird because I know just Joanne from cosplay, and when she's in the cosplays, and she's always mad and romantic. I always love hearing Joanne when she talks seriously about her cosplay and like what it means to her and all that stuff. So, as I say, it's going to be a regular feature once a month. I say, you cosplay.
Only at the weekends, and I'll see everybody at Gay Pride.
You've done Star-Lord before, haven't you?
Yeah, But now I'm Star-Lord after a good few sandwiches. You know? Star-Lord after he came back to Earth got a wee bit too comfortable.
You're like Thor in the last Avengers movie, but if he was Star-Lord.
Fuck here, that would be good. Do you know what? At this point, with my hair this long, I could easily do Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows. Get away with that.
Well, Joanne does the What We Do in the Shadows, because she actually tried to get me. A couple of years ago, we did What We Do in the Shadows at the Black Box. And Joanne, unfortunately, her and her brother Graham, they cosplay together. And she was going to cosplay for us at that. Unfortunately, she got the dreaded lurgy, and she roped me into doing Laszlo. And yeah, I'll lend you the costume.
Oh, man. Here, well, she does Nadja.
Yeah.
Graham does...
The other one?
The other one. Just saying, Joanne. You know.
Yeah, there we go. Adam has put the feelers out. I've got the costume, but I wanted to be more. I wanted to do more of a Jackie Daytona.
From Arizona.
That's all right. Anyway, right, okay. So as we say, Joanne's going to have that as a regular monthly thing. So tune in a couple of weeks' time. We'll have more of that. So yeah, just trying new ideas, new things. And I think on that note, Adam, we will move on to this week's Pick of the Streams.
My name is Happy Gilmore. 30 years ago, I decided to give golf a try. But even when you're at the top of your game, you can always shank one. Happy Gilmore sucks?
Oh, eat a bag of shit!
How are you going to put Vienna through ballet school? It's $75,000 a year. That's 4 years. That's 333 grand.
That's terrible math, Johnny. It's 300 grand. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Let them see the Happy I fell in love with.
Come on, you gotta do it, Dad.
All right, let's go. Go get him, Dad. But how about the jig?
I know how to do it, Dad.
Let's go. Oh, Dad, I got this.
What the hell is happening?
Happy Gilmore is breaking in yet another caddy he just met.
All right, we're gonna go. See, but you bring those. Those always come.
So that's a clip of Happy Gilmore 2 as we record, Adam. That has just dropped onto Netflix. The latest Adam Sandler comedy. You haven't seen this. I have. And like we talked about this earlier when we mentioned The Big Show. Well, it's The Big Show. Sorry, just, has to be done. You mentioned this earlier on. You a big fan of the first one?
Happy Gilmore to me was... I'm in science class. It's triple period. The teachers went, fuck this. Wheeling the TV. Time to put on Happy Gilmore one more time.
So you didn't get like the National Geographic. He was just like, I've got Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and Big Daddy. Maybe the Water Boy.
No, he had Happy Gilmore, and then he was like, Adam, can you bring me in DVDs? Because I don't have anything else. And I brought in like a stack of DVDs. Right, I'm gonna say stack of DVDs.
Yeah.
He was like, "Can I keep this one for the school so we can watch it over and over again?" Right.
Right.
I'm gonna start naming people in the movie, and then you tell me what the movie is.
Okay.
You ready? Will Arnett. Your girl.
I'm gonna say, is it the Will Ferrell ice hockey or the ice one?
You got it, one, Jim. Blades of Glory was my science teacher. Mr. Canavan went, "Can we keep this?" He enjoyed it so much, he was like, "I'll watch this again and again at school. I'm not allowed to watch this at home."
My mommy won't let me watch it. You're fucking 40. My mommy won't let me watch it. It's a good film.
It is a good film.
It is a good film. And actually, it was a movie I was going to reference when I was talking about Happy Gilmore 2, because that's another one. There's a lot of cameos by famous ice skaters in that. So first Happy Gilmore, not quite sure exactly the year it's released. One of the early kind of really big breakouts. You had Billy Madison, then you have this, and then the Waterboy. I think Waterboy follows this. So this was one of the big kind of breakout hits for Adam Sandler. I think I've said in this pod before, so I'll not repeat myself too much. This is one of those, a bit like Billy Madison, where at the time when I was younger, when I watched it was like, back to school, all that kind of stuff. And Veronica Corningstone, so hot, want to touch the hiney. Oh boy, O'Doyle's rule. All that kind of stuff. I know most of that is from Billy Madison, right? And then you get to Happy Gilmore, and it's etc. of just like, go home, ball, go home. And basically he's just someone who hates golf, gets really angry, wants to be an ice skater, and then
Bob Barker.
Yes, knocks the shit out of him, and
Subway sandwiches.
Yes, all that etc. stuff. And we have Shooter McGavin.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really felt the need for a sequel, but as for that film, but rewatching the original, the likes of that and Billy Madison, I was like, oh, these characters are actually really annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like Happy Gilmore. And not the movie, but it's like, I don't like the character that is Happy Gilmore. He's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing about the first one is, of course, Ben Stiller as the guy who's looking after his grandma, sorry, who loves Kiss. Mm-hmm. She loves Kiss, and she's in the home with Ben Stiller, and he's a very, mean character.
He's a naughty boy.
He's a naughty boy. Rest assured, listeners, he's back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've seen that in the trailer. So Ben Stiller's back. We have a lot of the original cast back that we can get back. Some I know are no longer with us. And this is the latest Sandler comedy that we've seen with Netflix. He signed a big deal with them because they know in a world where we view stuff as content, where you're going to keep eyes on that streaming platform for a certain amount of time, he's hugely successful and they find big audiences. So we've had the likes of, we talked about this, we had like the Jennifer Aniston Murder Mystery 1 and 2, yep. Huey Halloween or whatever it's called.
Huey Halloween. The
something 6? Shite 6.
There's Magnificent 7. There's 6. I don't know. Some shite.
That kind of thing. You had the one, wasn't it him and David Arnold, what do you call him? The spy one?
Yeah.
It's what he called. This is
Spade.
David Spade. That's the name I'm looking for. All those kind of things, and they're fine. I would say right from the get go, of those that I've watched, I say, oh, this is fine. This is the most fine of those. I didn't hate it, but it's coming back to Blades of Glory. There's a lot of like, oh, there's Scotty Scheffler, there's Rory McIlroy, and they aren't like Shaq. Right, Shaq has he's the athlete who has charisma, and you can kind of have fun with him, and he's got a bit of a personality.
You're telling me Rory McIlroy doesn't use his classic Hollywood accent?
No,
hey there, guys, I'm from Hollywood, Northern Ireland.
It's fine. I just think the other thing I think is like, why release it a week after the Open?
Yeah, release it last week.
Surely release it the week of the Open, and you've got like Scotty Scheffler. Like, there's a sequence where it's like he's making jokes, and it's basically like his thing is like he says that's what she said, but like, and no one is like, that doesn't really work here, Scotty. That doesn't work here. Jack Arnold, kind of all these kind of golf. I just spilled coffee there. All these kind of coffee references, all these golf references, all these golfing superstars. Like Jack Arnold's there, and there's a joke I think about they talking about a drink, and it's like, oh, Arnold Palmer, and it's like, no, Jack Nicklaus actually, and you're like, all right, okay. So Happy has been a hugely successful golfer.
Okay.
There's an unfortunate event. He gives up golf, and then he manages to is forced to go back to do the golf because his daughter, he has like 5 kids, and unsurprisingly, it's one of the Sandler, like 2 of the Sandler children are in this. He needs a lot of money to send her off to college, so he's brought back in. And in another subplot, you've kind of got the whole kind of live golf thing and rivalry with the PGA, in the sense that there's a rival golf action is setting up because golf is born, and they're going to do this, and they want to genetically modify, or they're modifying golfers so how they can all have the Happy Gilmore-esque swing and the par, because there's certain things, if you I've only watched this on my laptop, but if you remove, there's a certain bone from your body, you're able to kind of bend it round so you can get the extra power.
Here, I'll tell you what, mate, this all sounds great.
You've got, what do you call him from The Sixth Sense? Isn't it Billy?
Bill?
Bill Taylor. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bill Taylor pop up. But you have, what do you call Billy Joe Osmond? No.
Billy Joe? Haley Joel Osment?
Haley Joel Osment is in there. He's in there. I watched it.
How's he looking? Is he thin?
He's in art camp.
Ah, I see.
He's in art camp.
His leg rest is going up in the movie house.
Yeah. It's fine. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the same way, like, I know what you did last summer. You know what you're getting. As someone who loved the original when I was younger, then rewatched it, and it's like, oh, I really don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing about it, Shooter McGavin.
Oh, of course.
Shooter McGavin, they've got him back, kind of, he's introduced as this kind of like he's in a sanatorium. He's obsessed with Happy Gilmore, and yeah, there's a lot of fun with him to be had. We have one of the Safdie brothers is in there, because you kind of forget, as well as they are directors, they're actors as well. He's in there. It was fine. It's 2 hours. It's about half an hour too long. But of those Sandler comedies I've watched, it was like, it's fine. But you kind of go to yourself going, fuck, are we going to just do like a Waterboy 2 now? If this is a hugely successful, could they do Waterboy 2? But fuck, wouldn't it be really great if we get like the guy, what do you call him, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend? Like,
I don't know.
He's an American footballer.
Yeah.
That's it. But it's the fact that it's this time round, there's so many, it's like they clearly had access to, like, there's a sequence, say, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, all that kind of stuff. And you're like, do you know what it reminded me of at times? Do you ever, I don't know how much of a football fan you are, but remember when Man United, for that brief period, would do like little tie-in ads to movies?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was X-Men Apocalypse, or one of the X-Men movies, where in like a scene Wayne Rooney pops up, and it's just, when there's in-jokes in golf, you're like, all right, okay. It's not as funny as the first one. We do have, what do you call her from The Substance? Not Demi Moore, the other one. Margaret Qualley. Yes, she kind of pops up briefly. There's a lot of faces that you're gonna know, and I guess it's like, oh, we all liked Happy Gilmore. Here it is. It's not on Netflix. I would be much more critical of this, I feel, and I know Leo McGuigan gets really angry when I make this point. I think I would be much more angry and critical of this film if I had to get everything together, book my tickets, and go see this in the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad. The fact is, like, I'd had one of those days, came home, lovely. I was like, do you want to go see Fantastic Four? I was like, no, I just want to chill out, just want to put something on. And she likes to crochet while we're watching stuff, and I was kind of like, right, okay, put it on. 2 hours, fine. And I seen the cinema, I had to go to the cinema, come back. I think I'd be more critical, because I know Leo's like, no, art is art. Because I have this argument, it's like, well, you know, where would you rather watch Interstellar? Would you rather watch it, you know, in the biggest cinema ever, or sorry, I tell a lie. It's like, my argument is like, you always want to see stuff on the big screen, but it seems like Mona Lisa. Where do you want to see the Mona Lisa? Do you want to see it at the Louvre, or do you want to see it hanging in your downstairs toilet? Does it make a difference? Like, of course you want to see it in the Louvre. And he's always like, oh, but you know, it's like everything you want to see in the big screen. I would be more critical of this. I think it's fine. People who like Adam Sandler comedies, this is one of the better ones on Netflix. People who don't like the Adam Sandler comedies, I don't think it's going to be winning anybody over.
Basically, Jim's saying it's the nicest smelling fart in a room full of shade.
Yeah, but there's some nice nods to it. I did chuckle a few times watching it, but I'll be honest, none of those jokes came through Happy Gilmore. Most of the time I laughed in this film. Definitely didn't laugh when Rory McIlroy was on screen, but I did laugh when Shooter McGavin was on.
I'll tell you this, if this leads to a little Nicky 2, I'm in. I want to see Clint Howard playing with his nips again.
And on that note, because we mentioned him in the previous pod, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne.
Rest in peace, my brother.
Rest in peace, the Prince of Darkness. Okay, so that's pretty much the pod brought to a close.
Well, hold on,
But Adam,
but wait, there's more.
You know, not content with branching into talking about cosplay, talking about events, and possibly in the future video games, music, everything, and everything that's going on the NI scene.
Aye.
See what we did there?
Aye.
We're also going to be food bloggers.
What you get, man?
So, I have a little treat for you now, Adam. I'm not going to lie.
Aye. Now I can see it, and don't know what it is, but
there's not a lot of it left.
Already I'm scared.
Right, there's not a lot of it left, right? I think I can't really do this justice. I think I have to hand over to my lovely colleague, Yaz from Q, who will fill in a bit of the blanks about what we're going to talk about.
Well, what started off as what I thought was a bit of an AI joke, because I got tagged in a couple of posts about Calpol cookies. I thought, no way, no danger, do other adults like the taste of Calpol? But it turns out they do, because there's a company, I think they're based in, well, they're in Leeds, I think Leeds, but they're certainly in England anyway, called Get Baked, who make Calpol cookies now, and they're really, really sought after, because I have been, since they started selling them maybe about 2 weeks ago, I've been trying every day to get them, and they were selling out in like 35 seconds flat. So I eventually got them, and I got excited. I got through to get them, but then they wouldn't send them to Northern Ireland. So I had to think quick on my feet and then get them sent to Glasgow to my mum's house, and then she sent them over, and I got finally got a taste of them 2 days ago, and they did not disappoint. They taste a little bit like, well, they do taste like Calpol, which tastes a little bit like Tequila Rose. It's got a bit of a Tequila Rose, just strawberry milkshake taste really, but yeah, they're pretty close to the real deal actually, and they're very good quality. The cookies themselves are just really tasty, so I'm just I'm so happy to finally got them, and because so many people tagged me in the fact that they were going to be for sale. And again, it's something that I didn't quite believe. I thought, no, this has got to be a joke.
Okay, so that's Yaz from Q. Now, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. So yesterday I did Yaz some favours.
Mm-hmm.
Not in that way, but I did Yaz some favours. Mm-hmm. She's like, as a reward, you can have some cookie. And I was like, thank you, me like cookie. You know, unlike Cookie Monster, unlike Elmo, Cookie Monster's still safe, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. But she gave me a cookie, and the intention, I would leave the entire cookie for us to share. Mm-hmm. Adam, you're in front of me here right now. How much of the cookies left?
Now, I don't know what size it was.
Well, that's I would say about a quarter.
Okay.
I'd say about a quarter. If this was a cake, you would have cut it into four, right? Okay. And it's been one of those ones where I'm giving the game away about how I feel about this cookie. Where it's like, you ever go, have a wee bite? And then you literally just turn into the Cookie Monster and you're like, nom, 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 nom. So, Adam.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like this opportunity just to pound over, and you can eat as much or as little of this as you want. So this is the Calpol cookie. I believe Yaz didn't give it its full name now. It's now called the Cease and Desist cookie because of legal issues.
Reasons. I've broken it in half,
sort
of.
Yes. So I have to pretend now for a second, I haven't tasted this. I wonder if it'll be nice.
I'll tell you
Adam, we're going to be budding food reviewers now.
I'll tell you this, I do love Calpol.
Right. So what do you get? Are you getting Calpol 5 minutes?
Getting sort of strawberry...
Tequila Rose, as Yaz said.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
What's your initial thoughts, Adam?
Not getting Calpol.
Oh, I'm getting Calpol.
Sort of. I sort of like the thickness of Calpol. I don't know, but because the way you're supposed to take Calpol like by the spoon.
Yeah.
What way do you take Calpol?
Just neck it, man.
Yeah, man. It's great. And that, when you fucking just neck it. It's fantastic.
Even when you're not sick.
Yeah.
Just going round boots, just give me that.
You just want the chase. But yeah, it's pretty good. Now, would I go...
to the extremes that Yaz went?
Yeah, would I go to another country to get one of these bad boys? Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
Adam, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to Edinburgh. I have already been asked by Yaz, it's like, if we could work this, could you order more? I would quite happily eat those, and it has made me consider, not that I could possibly comment, after tasting these yesterday, I may or may not have went to Boots, which is not far from where we record, and buy some Calpol.
Fucking right. Did you neck it?
I didn't neck it all, but I had some.
You had a good slurp of it. Good stuff.
It's like, nothing wrong with me, boy.
Now, me and Jim didn't
Now, key
organise.
thing. So how are we going to work this? So, out of 10.
Yeah.
Are we going to do this out of 10 or what way? So, 10 Bobby De Niro's, right?
Yeah.
10 Bobby De Niro. Out of 10 Bobby De Niro's, how many Bobby De Niro's are you giving this?
I'm giving it. It sort of has that still on the tongue numbness of Calpol that you get that I chase. Initially I'm saying 6.
All right.
6 isn't bad out of 10.
All right.
Just saying I wouldn't go after it again.
Okay.
Would I rather have a bottle of Calpol every day of the week?
Yeah, that's that bag you heard from Adam. That's just a bag full of. Have you heard Adam clinking around the place? It's not booze, just bag, just the bottles of Calpol.
He has a joke problem. Right, it's just children's medicine. Now, me and Jim didn't plan to have a twin food review.
Oh, okay.
But on the way here, I called in and got myself some lunch, and then I was like, oh, what exotic thing could I pick up for Jim for us to eat? I got us one each.
I really hope it's so. You've built this up as being something exotic. I really hope it's like, got you a Twix, mate.
It's not quite a Twix, but it is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Oh.
Big cup. Peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
Grape. Artificially flavored.
No.
Big cup. Milk chocolate and
You're
peanut.
saying this is not authentic grape?
Milk chocolate and peanut butter with grape flavored filling. And then it says on it, enlarged for detail. Matron. There you go, man.
Thank you very much, Adam. So you've got one, so we're not sharing this.
No, we're out because what if I really like it? I won't be giving it back.
Let's have a look at the back. I always love reading the back when it's like various stabilizers, etc.
It's quite heavy. Here
Sugar, cocoa powder, chocolate, skim milk, milk fat, lactose, soy, peanuts, high fructose, corn syrup. Have you seen this actually? I think that I read this correctly. Isn't Coke changing itself? They're not going to do corn syrup as their flavouring anymore because they don't in the UK or
that's in America, but luckily America's going to be closed down soon.
It's going to be the purge.
Should be reasons. Here's
right. Okay. So hang on a minute. That's the best bit of the race, right?
He's taking the bra off the Reese. Here's how heavy it sounds. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Right.
That is quite. So the top is soft.
They are quite soft.
Oh, yeah.
Let me take the bra off mine.
You can do it one-handed.
Years of practice.
Not your first rodeo.
Oh, good night. Are you ready?
No. I'd say, am I going to break this?
No, you want to be just.
All right. Okay. I'll put this as close to as I can. So you ready, listeners? Apologies. Now I'm getting hints of peanut.
Yeah.
Sorry to anyone listening to this. If you're A, hungry, or B, don't like the sound of people chewing.
You might want to put a wee warning on this.
Because I am a fan of the old Reese's Pieces, right?
Yeah.
And Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't know about you, Adam.
Yes, ma'am.
I find the grape a bit overpowering.
It is quite a lot.
Considering, let me paint a picture here, listeners.
like a smidge of grape.
There is a smidge of grape here, right? Okay, so we'll put this up on social media, and for no context, we'll just put this on. And so I'm looking at this in terms of layers. It's like a slither, we slather of grape,
like a bare minimum.
But the grape is unless the peanut butter itself has been flavored,
it's infused with grape.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
No, do what I love about this is where we just do the best thing about our Reese's Pieces or Reese's a peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
A bit like afterwards where it just sticks to the top of your mouth.
That's why we did it at the end of the show. What do you think, Mum?
Now, if we're going out of 10 Bobby De Niro's, right? As someone who likes the peanut butter cups,
yeah, Well, what would you normally give out of De Niro's a peanut butter cup?
Oh, good 8 or 9.
Good 8 or 9?
But, and I feel bad because you brought these in. I don't like these. He says,
You're surely fucking waving it down, aren't you?
to be rude. I just think, my heart of hearts, grape should not be meeting peanut butter. And as someone who loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but it's the fact that this is like, we're going to say blackcurrant, or
is it because it's the Americanized grape?
Yeah, it's not raspberry.
No,
Had this been raspberry jam, I'd have been all bored in this. That would have been it. This would have stayed at 8 or 9. I'm going to give this, like you, I'm going to give this 6 Bobby D's out of 10. So we're going to say this is like Meet the Fockers Bobby D.
Dirty Grandpa.
No, that's low. That's lower. Dirty Grandpa's a lot lower for me.
Meet the Fockers Bobby D. Not meet the parents.
No, it's higher.
Meet the little parents, or meet the little Fockers, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
One. Number 5. There's 5.
Fuck. Always forget there's 5. What are you giving it, more importantly?
I'd say a 6. It's got a bad aftertaste. It sort of tastes like heartburn.
You know, I'm not going to lie, you get a sense of that. The way it says artificial flavouring, like you get that.
No shit. Do it taste like the colour purple?
Yeah. If purple had a taste, that would be it. So thank you, Adam. So we've had our Calpol cookies, and we've had our peanut butter and grape butter cups, whatever, peanut butter cups. Yeah, I think maybe once a month we'll do this. Now, key thing, I could see myself with one of those cookies, Calpol cookies, maybe in the cinema.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could see myself bringing that into the cinema.
You'd be fucking dying.
I'd just be sitting for the rest of the film. Right, okay. I guess since we're losing people. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that needs to be said on the pod. So, yeah, hopefully you're enjoying as we make some tweaks and changes. As I've said, the TV show's going to be back from August. And we have some exciting things to talk about with the TV show. We can't just reveal quite just yet. But
it's going to be like that Channel 5 Keith Chegwin naked show.
Yes, that's our desperate move to get viewers. Oh, definite aftertaste there. It hits you. But yeah, with all that, we are in this at the minute. I feel very organised for the first year ever, where this is coming into August. We have a festival in October, and it feels like we're kind of on top of that. So hopefully going to be announcing stuff on that front soon. TV show's going to be back soon. Podcast, as we say, hopefully you're enjoying this new format. We're tweaking it, we're changing it. Once we kind of get the gist of it, and we're trying to try, as we say, we've had Joanne on today talking about cosplay. That's going to be a regular thing. We're going to have the likes of the lovely Victoria Brown is going to be giving us book reviews, trying to get someone to do some gaming reviews. Joe McElroy, who we will have in the studio at some point again. Joe's been giving us a look at what's happening locally. If anyone listening would be interested in doing some music reviews, gig reviews, do get in touch with us. info@banderflix.com. Check the website, www.banderflix.com. If you've enjoyed this pod, be sure to subscribe, where you'll get all the entire back catalogue of the various guises of this podcast over the years. Find our complete back catalogue as well on YouTube, as long with old episodes of the TV show. I think that's enough of me selling our wares, Adam.
Well, also, if you want to come see us in person and touch us and feel us, maybe a cheeky quiz at some point in August.
Some might be happening. Of course, you've got Outer Rim Rambling.
Outer Rim Rambling on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Not on X, I see.
It is on X.
Oh, is it on X?
TikTok this week, for some reason, blew up, and a video we put up has
broke the internet.
This time recording 2.5 million views.
Oh, go you!
That doesn't equal any money.
Oh.
We just want free jackets from Disney, that's all we want.
Well, anyway, we've got Outer Rim Rambling, Fright Club, as we mentioned. They've announced some screenings as well. More details, I guess. Anyway, that's a lot of stuff. readers from the Rue Morgue Film Club, all that kind of stuff. You'll find all those details on the website. So all is really left for me at this stage. Thank you again for listening if you've got this far. I'm going to go now and brush my teeth. And the last thing I'll do before we go is just say thank you very much, Adam Neeson.
Thank you very much, Jim.
We'll be back next week. But for now, until then, goodbye.
Bye. Oh, it's very thick. I need a glass of milk.